And this storage unit is the cheapest Amazon 250cc full-size dirt bike that you could have bought 5 years ago. That doesn't make any sense, but it's been sitting in storage for 5 years. So apparently for $1,600, which is the price of a large coffee at Starbucks these days, you can buy a brand new 250cc dirt bike off of Amazon. And that's exactly what I did 5 years ago. And then I forgot about it. Then me and my team dug it out of storage. So here's the plan. I'm gonna put this 2 out of 5 star motorcycle back together and pray that the mice and rodents have not turned it into their nest. And then I'm gonna fix it, because here's what you guys don't know yet. All these cheap motorcycles have one major flaw. And through a series of strange events, I think I solved the problem and have the solution of how to maximize all the power and all the reliability of this motorcycle. And if that's true, this could make it the best $1,600 you've ever spent on 2 wheels. And if I know anything about unboxing motorcycles, that is, we're gonna need a chainsaw for this one. When you're unboxing a chainsaw you bought from Amazon 5 years ago, safety is key. Just so you know, I know how to start a chainsaw. So I just had the off switch on the wrong position. It doesn't normally take me 20 minutes to start it. It normally takes me about 10. Kids, it's that easy. This thing was boxed up 5 years ago. Think about what also was happening 5 years ago. Is it a concern for me? Nah, maybe it should be. No, I don't care about that. Nothing's lasting in a box for 5 years. All right, so we always have this mystery box full of awesome stuff. So a couple things I don't know. I don't know what color it is. Oh, this is so weird. Look, hey, look. This is supposed to be metal that is really bendable, and it's just, because it's sat for 5 years, it's just breaking. Now I've put together these bikes in a bunch of different ways before. Ooh, oh dang. I remember now looking at this and I'm like, man, that's a pretty cool looking bike. And I was right. It's a pretty cool looking bike. 2 questions that popped up in my mind. Is that battery gonna be dead? So let's find I'm assuming it will be 5 years old. Let's find the battery. Let's put it on a charger right now. Here's the battery right here. Dynavolt? Dyna-Alt? All right, we gotta fill it. We gotta do the acid thing.
You gotta puncture the with the black piece.
I think they both puncture. There's probably things in there.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
I think we just push it in.
No.
Yeah, one of them punctures the other one.
Yeah, I think that one you pull off and you puncture.
Do not remove seal until adding electrolytes, otherwise dry charge will efficiently be lost.
Yeah, pull that guy, and then you push those in.
Yeah. There we go. And then what we gotta do is give it a little bit of breathe. At first I thought it was the sound of the water going through it. But it keeps on coming. Now it sounds like a chemical reaction's happening, which is now concerning to me. Like you hear that? You don't hear it? The acid is in. But now it's just making a noise. We've unboxed batteries that have been inside for 30 years. Yeah. Or 50 years. 5 years, it should still be. What's your guess? I'm guessing maybe 10 volts.
8.
12.8, 12.58. That should start the bike. You telling me that this thing could sit in storage for 5 years, and then you unbox the battery, and then you put the stuff in it, and it's a fully charged battery, I'm not even gonna put it on the charge. I'm just gonna let it sit. I think we're gonna throw that in there the way it is. I think that'll start that bike. So normally when I unbox these bikes, I kind of look at it through the lens of what would it be like if some 16-year-old kid was buying it, and what tools he might have to unbox it. And I'm done with that. I don't want to be 16 anymore. I'm pretty happy where I'm at. I want to be me, and I'm going to use the tools that I have available at my disposal to unbox this bike. So no more laying on the ground. No more none of that. I'll make this as easy as it can be for me. It's kind of a cool looking bike. Nailed it. All right, so I mentioned earlier 2-star reviews. Well, that was a 2-star average because it only has 2 reviews. In the 5 years that this thing's been out, only 2 people have reviewed it on Amazon. That's gotta seem kind of hard to believe. So it actually has 1 5-star, which the first 5 star is always a scam. Like, we all know that. That's like, hey, go leave me a 5-star review. It's always a scam. First 5-star, it rips pretty hard on the trails. All I did was put it together and put gas in it and turn the idle up on the carburetor, and it was all set for sure. Would recommend for a little bike to put around on. Okay. Either public school education in America or some other country's second language. A lot of bad spelling, a lot of bad grammar. Could be legit. Now this one, I put a little more weight on this one. This one says junk. Does not run at high elevation despite the description saying so. Hold on a second. Are you telling me the description specifically says that this thing runs good at high elevation? Where does this guy live? Like Mount Everest? Description saying so. My son has had this for 3 days and I've already had to replace the carburetor and the starter. Went out on it. So I needed to replace that too. And then here's a picture of him replacing this stuff. Side note, that's a pretty nice looking frame. And it makes sense that they had to replace the starter if they burnt the starter out. So only 2 reviews, average out to 2.5 stars. Let's see what we find out when we do it. Oh yeah, so while I'm putting this together, whatever this costs, I'm sending out Gabe, the producer, to go have the same amount of money and see what type of dirt bike he can buy with that kind of money. 1, we'll see if he can even do it. 2, we'll compare them. Let's go see what Gabe's doing.
All right, let's go see if we can find somebody to talk to. Hey, Corey.
What's up, dude?
What's up, bro? Good to see you.
Been?
Good, man. Hey, is there anything that you can get me into for $1,700?
Closest thing I have, and I don't even know if this will work for you. You want to see it?
Yeah.
This is it. $18.99, I believe.
Still not even in my budget. Appreciate you, man.
All right, dude.
No luck, but we did find a Jamba Juice, so that's pretty cool. Got that going for me.
A lot of things changed during the pandemic. This is 100% a pandemic bike. Even cars and trucks, generally, I know cars, trucks, RVs, a lot of stuff, they were like, don't buy them during the pandemic. Or after, we're like, don't buy them during the pandemic. They were the build quality was kind of bad because everyone was buying so much stuff. Then I removed the top of the cage without metal scratching my eye. And if you're wondering, the answer is yes. That is my biggest fear when removing these metal cages, because that metal is sharp and crude and my eye is soft. This is body parts. Hold up, warning. I've never seen this before, look at this. Please remove wire band off the engine breathe tube before using the vehicle. If not, it will cause big air pressure. It will cause big air pressure inside the engine and explosion. You will be killed. What? You will be killed or seriously hurt if you don't follow instructions. Cut that. The next thing you want to do is pretty crucial part in putting this bike together. And this is the forklift part. This is where you'll get your forklift. Everyone's got a forklift. So before we jump in there and go lift that bike up and finish putting it together, I gotta tell you guys about today's sponsor of this video, and that is a company called Odoo. Odoo is a business management platform with over 45 connected apps that handle everything from CRM and accounting to inventory and sales. But the part I want to tell you guys about today is about their website builder, because honestly, it's one of the best and easiest ones I've ever seen. Here's how it works. You answer 4 quick questions. What kind of business you have, what your goals are, what color and logos you want, and what pages you need. And then Odoo's AI builds the whole structure of your site for you. Done. From there, you just go and customize it and then add in your content. Drag and drop blocks, change text, swap images, and if you get stuck writing copy, there's a built-in ChatGPT integration that'll write it or rewrite it for you. So if you've been putting off building a website for your shop, your side hustle, or your podcast, whatever you got going on, this is genuinely the fastest, easiest way to get it done. And here's a kicker, it's free. Like, no, seriously, it's very free. Free hosting, free support, and you get the domain for free for the first year. No credit card, no catch. And the cool thing is, if your business grows and you eventually need accounting or inventory or any other of the 45 different apps, they already have them sitting right there waiting on you on the same platform. If you want to build something awesome and help our channel at the same time, you can click on the QR code here or use the link in the description. Check it out, you can build a site in 20 minutes. Then come back here, drop your new website link in the comments so I can go check it out myself. Let's go see what that Amazon bike's really made of. You know, forget this stuff. Let's work on that. We'll move this metal bracket, we'll drop it, and then we'll put the tire on. That's exactly what I was trying to do. Not much, but it's pretty stiff wheel. If y'all remind me, maybe we'll check the oil on it. We won't, but we'll talk about it. That will be the most popular comment. I gotta get the brakes opened up. Normally, this would be the part where I'd be laying on the ground with the bike on top of my lap like a baby deer while I struggle to finesse the front wheel on. But not this time. Remember, kids, the most important tool in your toolbox is the forklift that can carry your toolbox. Now, did we ever figure out who makes this engine? Look at what the carb says. The carb brand, you see that? Is U-All, Y-O-U-A-L-L, U-All. That's not a bad name for a carb brand, to be honest. Yo, you got that new U-All? Yeah, I got that new U-All. It's not bad looking. I think this is stamped steel, but they pan it to look like it's aluminum. Hold on, let me test that. Oh, steel. Pretty clever though. They painted the steel to look like aluminum, because aluminum swing arms are more expensive and more valuable. Gets a little inline fuel filter, big giant long hose for it, electric starter. This vehicle is a competition vehicle and for use exclusively in closed course competition. Good to know. Put that right there. I mean, we're pretty close to firing this thing up. We'll put air in the tires. I'm not a mechanic, but I guess it goes till it's tight and just make it a little snug. But I always felt more comfortable when it was a castle nut that I could run a cotter pin through it. We're almost done. Now I'm serious when I tell you, I think I found, even though this bike's not broken, it's broken. It's not done, and there's one thing that these companies, they kind of cheap out on, but I think I found the fix for it, and it should completely change the way this bike rides. Go from not that great to a little above mediocre. So before we put the battery in, let's put the handlebars on, make it look like a motorcycle first. Also, this was inside. Is it a bird? There's a bird in here. A bird pooped on it from inside. Now here's the other thing that sets the men from the boys. When it comes to putting together these Chinese bikes, is the way you wrap and wire and you run the lines. Let's see if I can figure out a way to keep this stuff all clear. Look, that's not bad. I guess that'll get connected here. I gotta put these guys on here. It's funny. The Japanese ones are directional. The Chinese ones are like, we don't care. Whatever. I don't know if that's clever or cheap. Probably cheap. But no one else does it that way. Maybe I'm feeling the same way you guys are feeling. This bike is looking pretty cool. Is the bolts up here? Yes, okay, they're already up here. So I wonder if Gabe was able to find anything for the equivalent amount of money.
6,000 is the lowest price one?
Yep. Little
Okay.
Yamaha R3.
Oh, a little bit out of our price range.
I'm gonna say it. Out of all the bikes I've unboxed, it's probably the best one I've ever put together. I mean, best is in the sense of like, I tried the hardest. Hey guys, if you're wondering, I know a lot of people bought those 250 Lafons on the website. So I have a couple more. We found this out this morning. There was like 200 people that put it in their cart and just left the cart abandoned. So if you want one, jump on it. The people who have already ordered it, they already showed up. Go check out the website. See if you can pick up one of those bikes. Oh, there's no kickstand? Look, this is, that is not supposed to do that. The suspension is supposed to go up and down, not up or down. All right, so that sucks. Now, all this fun, cheap dirt biking has got me thinking about one of my favorite Bible verses, Colossians 3:2. Set your mind on things that are above, not on things that are on earth. I think I lost the battery screw. Should be in a little tiny baggie. Oh, there it is. Found it. Found it. They're very small, but I also give you this. What is this? Oh. This was the needle to poke in the side of this and the bottom of this. I used my knife, and this just to make the air pressure. So after mounting the battery, which was super easy, we were one step closer to seeing if this bike starts, and then seeing if my modification makes it even better. What I've not told you about is the lineup of motorcycles that we have ready to race this bike against, to find out once and for all what this bike actually compares to. Because I don't think it's going to really compare to a 250. I bet you the guy who designed this never actually had to do it himself, because there's no possible way. This is way harder than what it should be, what it needs to be. It's pretty cool looking. I think they nailed it. The question is it worth $1,700?
Nobody we went to had no used bikes for sure. No new bikes either. $1,700 was like $1,899 was a CRF 50, and that was the best we could get.
What was the out-the-door price?
Out the door price would be like $2,600.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for a 50. So I mean, it's like Marketplace is the only thing you're gonna find at $1,700. And the best I found on Marketplace was like XR100 or a beat up CRF 150.
Yo, Gabe, no joke. Look at Craigslist.
What's up?
See what's on Craigslist for dirt bikes. I know what you're thinking. Craigslist? But that's for kidnappers and for undercover police who are pretending to be young girls who are trying to be kidnapped. But actually, you're wrong. Craigslist is the Facebook marketplace for people who refuse to join Facebook. And once I got a killer deal on there for my 2-wheel drive Christini military bike. Check that video out if you haven't already seen it.
Oh, kickstand.
Kickstand. Oh, there's a kickstand?
I just tripped over it.
I was cursing this bike because I had no kickstand. Turns out it's got a kickstand. That's not right. So all you need to put this bike together is a 2-man camera crew, a 2,500 square foot shop, a set of hand tools mostly from Harbor Freight, a 3-stage forklift, and a motorcycle lift that sits in the corner and never gets used because I forgot I had it, and a cheap rolly stool. That's it. That's all you need to put this bike together. Last thing to do, that's just tear the paper off the stickers, put the seat on, put fuel in it, fire this thing up. All right, I'm gonna try to kickstart it. Guess how many kicks? Throw in the comments. If this thing fires up in under 3 kicks, that'd be amazing. Let's give it a go. All right, forget that. Forget stupid kickstart. I gave up. It's 5 kicks. Is there a choke? Is there a choke? Come on, is there a choke somewhere? I don't see a choke anywhere. What's that? No, it's nothing. Look at this. Here, straight up and down, right? It's a quarter turn throttle. Kind of cool. Well, that's not right. So what's going on is it looks like where the throttle cable comes into the top of the carburetor, it looks like it's not seated right, which would be pulling the throttle, giving more fuel, making it run, making it like scream.
All right, got it. Fed. It's all the way down in there now.
All right, Sam.
It feels better for that.
Oh, there we go. Now we have a hole. So after Gabe came back from not finding a $1,600 motorcycle, he decided to jump in and now try to help. Probably just so he could say that he did everything, which is so Gabe. But once we get this throttle unstuck, we should be able to ride it and get some baseline tests of see how it runs before we use my cheat code. I think it's just cold. I think it's fine.
That's a good RPM for.
That sounds great. Let's put it all back together. So, did you guys see a choke? I don't see a choke on this carburetor.
I didn't see a choke on it either.
Did you see a decompression lever?
No.
Cause what is this?
Maybe that's it. Or is that a choke? Is that a manual choke?
I don't know. You see? I have no idea what it does. After not coming to any type of conclusion of what this decompression looking lever is, we finally put the bike back together, but very quickly noticed another serious issue. This VIN plate is what tin cans are made of. See that? The cheapest, chintziest VIN plate you've ever seen. This was the first 195th one ever built. the moment I'm thinking, did I tighten up all the bolts? The steering head feels weird. Is that back? That's tight. It feels so weird. I don't know what it is. There's something weird in the steering or the front tire or something. Do I have a socket that'll fit that? No, that's not. No. I gotta pull this. I gotta pull the handlebars off. We were unsuccessful in making the steering feel any better, and then I noticed something else. We noticed that the clutch was not fully disengaging when you would grab the lever. That's why it's so hard to get into neutral, making it almost impossible to find neutral, and when you tried to stop, it would keep on tractoring forward. Like a normal motorcycle, it had an adjustment spot on the clutch lever to fine-tune it in and out. We ended up adjusting the clutch cable closer to the clutch where another adjustment point is, and we got it to where it needed to be. This is something that definitely should have been done right from the factory when it was shipped to us. Not a huge deal, but still, I've never had to do this with any bike, and no stock bike should be adjusted wrong. It seems like the power is there, but it's just the problem is the carburation. It just keeps on cutting in, cutting out. I'm 8 throttle. I give it more throttle. It's nothing. That's the weak link. Here's what I want to do. I want to try this. Go to idle. Let it just cruise at idle, and then once we hit a line, I'm gonna full throttle it, and then we're gonna measure it and time it. Then we're gonna throw a new modified carburetor on this thing and see if we can wake this thing up. And there's still something goofy with that steering. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the tires, but it just feels funny. This is also the time that I realized that the brakes were not great, but hey, who needs brakes anyway? Let's go back to the shop. We're meeting up with an engineer. We're gonna try to fix this bike. And then my buddy Jordan showed up, who's gonna help us out and fix this bike. What's up, Jordan?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Brought some goodies.
Take it for a spin, let me know what you think, and let's see if you can fix it.
She looks good though.
It is a good looking bike. It's not bad, it's just not there. What do you think?
The notorious bog.
Yeah, you think we can fix it?
Yeah. Good tune and a better car, but motor feels pretty good. Suspension's
The motor
fine.
does feel good. All right, so what's the game plan, and how are we gonna make it better?
What we're gonna do is pull this carb off because we have a carb that we know will run and be easier to tune, and we don't have to spend a little bit of time or all day trying to get this to run right for our location, elevation, and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna swap it out and put a different carb on it.
Also, why does this carb have no choke?
Well, it's got a, this up here is not a, it's supposed to have a cable running out of the car, then running the choke, but it doesn't seem to be.
That's not a decompression switch?
It's not, it goes right through the choke right here.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of like whoever designed this carb tried to pull something from like a McCuney style carb where it has like a built-in actuating like valve in it.
So my hypothesis is that the weak link of these bikes is the cheap carburetor. And it causes the bike to be hard to start, to randomly stall, and have dead spots during acceleration, choking the bike of its full potential. And with the install of a more quality carb, like this Nibby one that we have here, it should solve all those problems, making this bike much more rideable. And these carbs are pretty cheap, around 80 bucks for one of these.
Woo! That was fun.
So there's no choke on this car.
Yeah, right here. So this little brass fitting that we pulled out, that's your choke.
And it's off of this. That's off.
On that cable. See it?
Yeah.
We'll pull this stock carb out and we'll see what it's got for jets. Because we know that this comes with the bike, it's the recommended starting point. Doesn't mean it's right, but it also gives us a point of reference. There's your float bolt, 2 screws. It looks like it's got a 117 and a 40.
Same jet, 4115.
Now I went with a 118 for a 4118 instead of it had a 4117. But when we were riding it, it was kind of like it was either acting like it was kind of acting like it was running out of fuel. So it might have been a little lean for this elevation, but it's just one jet size, so we can go down to that 115, which is a little less than that. It's you can get real mathematical with it, but
The other thing that he hinted on needs to be factored in is that these bikes are made on the other side of the planet and they get shipped all over the world. So when it comes to carbureted motorcycles, elevation is a factor that needs to be tuned into the carb for it to properly work for your elevation where you live, which is why fuel injected is so great. It does that stuff automatically. But if you have a carbureted bike, it's got to be adjusted for that elevation. And this is the ideal carb for this, right? This is the equivalent carb. It's probably going to be pretty much just plug and play. You pull the old one out, put the new one in.
correct.
No customizing, no modification.
As long as you're not changing something like we were talking earlier with the airbox or having a modded motor, like you've put a bigger piston in and you've done something to require bigger air, more fuel, then you should be good with the jets that we send. What's also cool is if you got your favorite jets, not mentioning names, they'll probably interswap with it.
Okay.
So if you've got a jet kit that you trust, they'll fit in these carbs. So just check what style of jets the carb that you're purchasing comes with, and you probably have a set of jets at home that will work.
This is the moment that I'm realizing that it looks super easy for him to do this because he's done it a million times. But if I was doing it and didn't have anyone watching me, it would take me hours and I would probably do it wrong. But once it's done, it should be a huge improvement, and then we can see how it stacks up against the competition.
Well, boys, Miner just ran into our first problem.
We got a replacement carb that had a longer air fuel screw that was in the way of the frame of this bike. We should have gotten another one that had the screw kind of offset so it would go around the frame, but I'm sure Jordan will figure out a way to make it work.
So what's happening is that's hitting the frame right now. But
We take the knob off?
well, that's what I'm going to look at. Let's see if we can modify it for today.
We were able to modify the air fuel screw to work, and now we are ready to put it back together and see if all of our hard work is going to pay off. This is a race competitive vehicle.
Which kind of lets you know, like, if you thought you could run a bigger carb, you're probably going to have to come up with some custom way of even getting it in there.
Yeah, it's a good
If you go bigger than a 28, there's not a lot of
It's actually bigger in size. That's what you're saying. It's physically bigger in size.
Oh, yeah.
We got ready to fire it up.
I see, yeah. For a stock 200, that's probably as good as it's going to get.
Feels pretty good.
I'd say that's good to go.
It starts up so much better.
For that motor and that setup, that's probably you're probably there. You know what I mean?
You're wondering, the popping noise in the background is not the bike popping or stuttering. It's actually an issue with the audio. So hopefully we get that fixed. thing runs so much better.
Yeah. I mean, I would say if we were going to tinker on it anymore, we just run that idle jet down to like a 38 instead of a 40, and then you're going to have a pretty clean throttle response.
Well, we did it. It's a different bike.
Totally different bike.
We made it a different bike with one tiny little modification that cost less than 80 bucks. A carburetor.
That particular carb's $80 right now.
80 bucks.
And that's the black edition with anodizing and all that.
All that fancy
So if
stuff.
you get the unpainted.
Well, look how good this fires up. Watch this.
Hey, try to kickstart it.
Oh, is it that good? So since we got it, we've never been able to kickstart this thing and actually get it to run from a kickstart. I think the kickstart just doesn't work, or it's just a failed design. But now that we got it running, it's time for the final challenge.
Maybe it doesn't just.
It looks like it's not telling the ignition to go or something.
It's almost-
Yeah,
But we got this. Awesome.
What do you think? 25% more fun with just a better carb setup?
Well, I think where it was before was just no fun, barely rideable. Now it's actually rideable. All right, so I'm interested to see what this bike actually stacks up against. What bike is it the equivalent of with the amount of power it's making now? And we just so happen to have, not quite the entire lineup, but a pretty large majority of the Honda lineup in a shipping container. So we're gonna start with the 50 and go up to the 250. I don't have the 450 and I don't have the 150, but we'll see how it goes. Gabe, I got your bike.
I think I might win.
You might, you never know. It is a Honda.
I wore all this crap last time and I still fell off a bike and got hurt for no reason. Did I win? Did I win? Clearly I won.
So I beat you on the 50. Let's bump up to the 110.
All right, I'll be back.
Gabe is still recovering from his 9-month ago shoulder injury that happened right over there on the little e-bike. So he's being appropriately dressed for this occasion. That if I was dealing with that for the last 9 months, I'd be doing the same thing. And this is not the stuff you want to get road rashing, but this bike is so slow that I'm not worried about it. My prediction, I bet this is probably similar to a 125 big wheel. Was that his launch? That was the worst launch I've ever seen. Your go.
All right, ready? Set, go.
Closer.
Way close.
That was a lot closer.
Yeah, I think I'll get you on the next one.
I'm getting a little concerned about the next one. Do the 125 small wheel.
Okay.
I think this carb still needs a little bit of tweaking. I don't think we dialed it in as much as I thought we did.
It's like we're just getting this much closer every time.
Go grab the big wheel with the FMF pipe.
Okay.
Slightly modified, mildly modified.
I think this is the one.
That might be the one.
Yeah.
Reigning champ. Apparently this will outdo. Apparently.
Is that thing getting faster?
It
as
could
it
be.
gets warmer?
It could be.
Because I thought this one had it for sure, but we're getting to like third gear and then you're gone. It's like this is top end.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, let's now let's compare with the big bad.
Okay.
Oh snap! There we go. You can decide where you want to line it up size-wise, though. It's a little small. It's a lot smaller.
It's like a 150.
It's like a 150.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say this is like a 150. All right, guys. See you guys next